My name is Caio Almeida, my nickname is Luke. This is my second year at Harrisburg University.
Ah, não! Caralho, sai daqui, velho!
CC, agora?
Eles não continuam a pressionar as suas lanes. O que acontece? Eles vão simplesmente... Every sound, Que isso? A lane soccer, tu é... Mano, não respeita, velho.
It is very different living in the United States and living in Brazil. I mean, I could go on for hours and hours and hours about the differences. I think the main thing is, it's hard to point out the main thing, honestly. I thought I was going somewhere and I'm not. It's just so many different things. COVID didn't help with how everything is changing everywhere. I can't really judge how was the experience before it, and I feel like it's unfair to sort of have a strong opinion when everyone's trying to figure stuff out. So that sort of struggle was here as well as in Brazil, because I was a year in Brazil with those weird times, and just trying to figure it out how to be safe and how to properly be with people in this timeline that we're in right now. I got into League originally with a group of friends way back in 2010, which is a long time ago. I think at the beginning, there wasn't really much of a competitive drive. I was just playing for fun. But after getting to know a few people that actually played competitively, I wanted to join them. I wanted to play with them. And that sort of got me going into, I want to be better. I want to be at a high rank. And as soon as that got going, I mean, from 2011, 2012 until today, I've been playing some sort of competitive, some sort of competitive environment in League.
Que pariu, maluco!
Clicamos, velho.
Ai! Nossa, perdi uns 3 anos de vida aqui. Virou um 5x5 louco ali, velho. Nem entendi o que tá acontecendo, velho.
Cara, aquilo foi um 3v5. Não, foi um 3v4 que virou um 5x5.
I wasn't always a support player when I played. I started out in League as an AD carry main, so I played competitive as AD. Even before that, I played like a little bit of jungle, but it was mostly fill. Like, basically I wanted to join a team. I said, hey, will you guys have me? I played AD. And they said, no, we don't have an AD spot. We have a jungle one. I had never played jungle in my life, and I said, yeah, sure. And so I played jungle for maybe 6-7 months until I got a spot for AD, and I played AD for a year and a half, sort of. And then finally moved to support, also because there was no spot. So at the time, because the scene was so small, there weren't that many people, and there was a lot of slots missing for many teams. So if you wanted to play with a specific group of players that you liked and that you thought were good, it was very normal to change positions. And it was easier back then to sort of have those changes in role position. And it's why a lot of people from back in 2010, 2011 had a lot of position changes. You can see Double Lift, Prey, which is a Korean player. They all changed a little bit in positions from way back in the day, because it was so normal to play 3-4 roles in ranked, and just you had to be good at them, otherwise you were going to be inting your team.
Escolher um lado da jungle, vai jogar naquela. Se eu pegar a Catarina, a galera vai gritar também?
Pega aí, vamos ver. Vamos ver se grita. Cadê? Puxa o grito. Puxa o grito aí, Odinho. Puxa o grito. Ia ser legal.
So I basically got to know someone that was starting to work with this new prospect of esports scholarships, and I was very fortunate to meet him, Vinicius. He's growing a company now, and he's doing that for many other young people that are looking into that opportunity of going into American universities and trying to find sort of a new life in a new country. And so I met him. I was very fortunate to meet him, and he got me in contact with multiple universities. And so he was sort of this bridge that a lot of young people in Brazil look for. And he put me into contact with Harrisburg as well. I went through the whole getting to know the school and going through the admissions process, and I got it.
With Loop, it was kind of a similar process. I put out a post. I said, hey, we're recruiting for X, Y, and Z positions. Loop applied. I looked at it. I easily, at first glance, I knew who he was. He's somebody that I've seen at the world stage. He's played in CB Law for a very long time. And I love players like that. Players who have kind of gone through the system, played pro for a little bit, and they said, hey, let me see what I want to do with the rest of my career, with the rest of my life, and potentially go to school. And it was a perfect fit for him because he just finished off a couple seasons of playing professionally, and he said, hey, I want to take a break, see what options are out there, and go into school a little bit. And he's been absolutely awesome for our program. So when you have a younger player, the way you coach is a little different. It's a lot more about teaching them, hey, like this is the right thing to do, this is wrong. It's a lot more black and white. With more experienced players, you tend to have to get their buy-in. You have to pretty much say, hey, this is the reason why this might not be as good, and you have all these reasons. And for Loop, it's kind of similar. I have to generally convince him, and it's not a bad thing because once he's convinced, he'll be bought in. And it's a process that it's a very give and take. I'll ask him a lot of times about his picks, his champions, the way he wants to play the game, and try to incorporate it into my thinking as well, because he's somebody that I know has a wealth of experience that we can both draw on. And it's a very awesome process because it means that I get to improve my own coaching and my own knowledge, and he gets to mold his playstyle a little bit to fit our team.
Ai, caralho, velho. Esses caras foram muito rolados. Ai, meu Deus, velho. O cara é muito rolado, velho. O cara foi muito rolado, velho. O bom é que, tipo assim, Chaco super é uma bosta na teamfight, mas Blitz também.
2 years, it's too far in the future. I can't even see like 6 months in the future because everything's just changing every time. I change majors, I changed my plans. If you asked me 2 years ago if I wanted to go to college, I would say no way. That's not even remotely an option. So for a person like me, impossible to say.
Ever since I got here,